I know I'm God sent. I'm swift for God. And I'm talking about I done overcame so much obstacles, came from up under so much rocks. Even though I be out here scheming like a demon seeming, I know I'm God sent. It's gotta be.
What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us for this show. I'm your host of the Athletes Grind podcast, Ray Thompson, and I kind of want to give you some insight about the Athletes Grind really quick. The Athletes Grind podcast organization is a nonprofit organization looking to give student athletes, whether it be in elementary school, middle school, high school, the exposure they need to make it to the next level. It will really help out if you guys hit that subscribe button to share with everyone, our student athletes who are doing great things, not only on the field, but off the field as well. And absolutely hit that like button if you like what you see. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the show. One. All right, welcome to the Athletes Grind, presented to you by 5-Star Athletics. We got another special guest with us today. Been looking to catch up with this young lady for a while. I'm so glad she joined us today. Markeli Jones-Tynes, point guard for Calvary Christian Academy, 25 recruit, doing some major things over there. Very smooth on the court. Markeli, how you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well. Thank you again for joining us. So, Markeli, before we jump into anything, for our fans, our followers, for college coaches that are interested in you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Your school you go to. I've already mentioned Calvary Christian, but how you started playing basketball, at what age. Just give us a brief rundown of yourself.
I started playing basketball in the 6th grade. I was just I was swimming at the time, but then I fell in love with basketball. So I started playing in the 6th grade. And ever since, I loved the game. And I've been playing with Calvary since I've been playing.
Okay. All right. So Markeli, you were talking about, starting in the 6th grade and wow, to see your skill level to where it is now, it's kind of amazing. But talk a little bit about how you got introduced to basketball. Why did you fall in love with basketball?
I got introduced to basketball by my mom. She took me to the gym. I thought she meant to a gym to like lift weights, but she meant to the basketball gym. And I went to tryouts for my travel team I play for now. I didn't like it at first because I wasn't in shape and it was hard and everybody knew all the but me.
Right.
But I got used to it.
Right. And we're going to talk a little bit about that a little later because I was blessed to see your mom play some games. So I can see where it comes from. But, it's more about you, Markeli. We know we can't do anything without academics. So where do you stand right now in the classroom? What's your GPA?
I think my GPA is a 3.5 right now.
Nice.
3.6.
You have any favorite subjects?
English.
Okay. All right. And I'm sure, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm sure you would like to play at the next level, college basketball, maybe someday WNBA. But after you hang up your shoes, get off the court, what are your career goals? What would you like to do?
Actually, when I leave college, I want to play overseas.
Okay. All right. Any specific reason why?
I think I really just want to travel more. And I think they make more than what NBA players make.
Yeah, they do. It's a lot of WNBA players go overseas and play. Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. A lot of those great athletes, WNBA athletes, have gone overseas to play. But more about you, Markeli. What is, before you start a game, maybe you just hanging out? Who's your favorite musical artist to listen to? Who you bumping nowadays?
Kodak Black.
Okay, Kodak Black. All right. Anybody else, or just Kodak is your favorite?
Just Kodak.
Okay, all right, all right. And what about your role models? Do you have anybody that you look up to right now? How do you feel about that?
I look up to one of my teammates, Samaya. I look up to her game. I look up to her leadership. I just look up to her whole attitude.
Okay, and somebody, what was somebody's last name?
Briggs.
Absolutely, absolutely, and somebody's a great player within her own right. I think she leads the team in scoring right now. But going back specifically on you, Markeli, what about any favorite basketball players? Do you have any favorite basketball players you look at to try to emulate their game or anything like that? Professional
Uh,
basketball players,
oh,
WNBA or NBA, doesn't matter.
I really like Russell Westbrook's Brooks game.
Okay,
Sorry, Paul George's game. Sorry.
Paul George's game.
Oh,
Who'd you say?
Chris Paul. I'm sorry.
Chris Paul. Okay, all right, Chris Paul. That's a great leader on the floor. You kind of emulate some of his style with those double-digit assists we've seen coming from you. But we'll talk more about that. So Chris Paul is a great leader. But once we talk to your friends, maybe your teammates, Markeli, what would they say about you? How would they describe you?
That I'm funny. Uh, I'm funny. I'm goofy. I play well with everybody that I play with. For them. If you're on the opposite team, I don't know. But yeah, if we're playing together, then we'll play good together.
Okay, all right, all right. And you talked about, starting basketball in sixth grade, you're a 25 recruit. What do you like most about basketball?
Um, Meeting new people, because I don't think if I didn't play basketball, I wouldn't know the people I do.
Hmm. Okay, all right, all right. And then, talk a little bit about your goals this year coming into the season and then how you feel like the season is going right now for you.
My goals this season was to start scoring than I did last year. Um, because of an injury, I sat out about 4 games.
Mhm.
But this is the tournament coming back was a tournament me coming off of my injury, and I'm starting off well.
I would say so, and I kind of want to get more into that. The game against Winter Haven is a tough loss to you, for you guys, but you did put up a double double. I believe the second double double of the season for you, if I'm not mistaken. You correct me if I'm wrong, but you put up 19 points, 10 rebounds, I think 6 or 7 assists. Man, you really filled the stat sheet. You filled up the box score. Talk a little bit about how you're able to score and rebound the ball really well for a guard.
Um, Really, I pass the ball a lot, right? So that means I have to drive and dish a lot.
Right.
So I drive and I pass the ball, and usually when I drive, I'm already under the basket. So
Right.
it's no point in me leaving, so I might as well just stay.
Okay, all right, and being so young into basketball and talking about those double digit rebounding games you had a couple games of 10 rebounds, and you talked about staying under there. How important is it for you to be able to get the rebound and then push the ball up so you guys can get in transition and score?
I think it's very important because for me, I make the biggest decision on who I should pass it to or who I shouldn't pass it to,
Right,
or
right,
should
right.
I just keep it for myself.
Absolutely, absolutely, and talking about being you on the court, and I saw that Kings Academy game. I was there for the Kings Academy game. You guys kind of rolled over Kings Academy in the second half, but I really noticed your court vision and how smooth you were on the court. And then when I found out you were a 25 recruit, I said, "Wow." So where does that presence come from? Being an on court leader, being so young, where does that come from? How's that in you so young?
Um, But you're the first person that actually told me I'm on court leader. So, um, actually, I don't really. I think it's just a natural thing.
I would say so, Markeli, because when I saw you play and I saw how smooth you were out there, you kind of do a lot of things effortlessly. I'm not sure if you told you. I'm sure the coaches, Coach Adams, they want to continue to push you to be greater. But from what I saw, you handle the ball really well. You make great decisions out there, and you usually don't see that from a young point guard of yourself. So, talking about your goals this year and now getting into the team goals, Markeli, what are the team goals this year, and how do you guys doing thus far? I know you guys are 10-6 right now, I believe, but what were the team goals coming into the season?
Team goals were to make it
To win states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys think you're on track to do something like that? Go to the playoffs at least?
Yeah, I think if we play like we know how to play, then I think we should.
Right. And then we talked about how your teammates would describe you, but how do you feel about your teammates? How do you feel about playing with your teammates? I know you mentioned before that, you can play with pretty much anybody, but specifically your teammates there at Calvary, maybe the GT Queens. How do you feel about those teammates, playing with those?
I think it's always going to be love between all of us, even though the GT Queens, we all split up to go to different schools, but I think it's always going to be a love. Even when we do play against each other, it's still going to be a bond that we have. And after we play against each other.
Absolutely. And talking about playing on the court, Markeli, you guys have played a couple tournaments, several out-of-state teams. How does playing the out-of-state teams really prepare you for the competition inside of Florida?
Well, I think Florida, we've seen everybody already, so we know what's coming. And I think playing outside teams really show us where we're at.
Mm-hmm. And speaking more specifically on the court, as you prepare for big games, because you guys have played, numerous big games before, while in the season thus far. How do you prepare? How do you prepare for a big game, or does it change at all? Whether it's maybe a big game, a small game, a district game, do you take everything in stride? How do you prepare for those games?
Me personally?
Yes.
How I prepare for those games, I talk to my mom because she sets goals for the game for me. She says how many points she think I should score, how many assists, rebounds. Because really, at the beginning of the game, I'm nervous, but it's her that really calms me down and gets me prepared for the game.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to get more into that, Markeli, if you don't mind, is, being as though you have a mom that's played in numerous big games and high school and things of that nature. How does her experience really help you on the court and off the court, being as though she's gone through a lot of the things that you're going through right now?
Because she could relate to the mistakes I made because she made them before. Mm-hmm. We go over film a lot, and she showed me what I could have done and what I shouldn't have done. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then, what about your training routine, Markeli? As you prepare for the season and you're in season, maybe in the off season, playing with the travel squad, what are you training for? What are you training on? What are you looking to get better on?
I'm training on my jump shot, actually, because I haven't really seen anyone my age that's able to jump over a girl and shoot the ball. So I've had my jump shot for about a year now, but I'm still working on it to get better at it and be more consistent.
All right. And I got to ask, is it only basketball? I mean, you mentioned swimming. Are you just going to pursue basketball going forward, or are you going to be a dual sport athlete?
I was running track, but I don't really know about this year because I think basketball is getting quite serious this year.
I would say so. And we're still a long ways away, Markeli, but you do have colleges that are interested in you. But before we go into that, give everyone your Twitter, if you don't mind, where to follow you as college coaches want to check you out. Where can they find you on Twitter?
MS Sports for Life.
MS Sports for Life. Is it just spelled out MS Sports for Life?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we can find you at MS Sports for Life. Follow you, Markeli, and as we talk about college, which is a long way away, but once the recruiters come and they're on your page right now, they follow you and things of that nature. What are you going to be looking at in a program to make a decision? You talked about having good teammates. You talked about the culture there at Calvary and GT Queens. Is that going to be the same thing you look for as you prepare to go into college in the next few years?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. And then as we wrap it up, Markeli, what things interest you in getting to know an athletic program? So as these schools contact you and things of that nature, what are you interested in to get to know about the program, about the school that you may be attending for the next 4 or 5 years?
Really, I just wanna know how the team is and how the is, because for me, I like a team that it's like it's like a family,
Right.
and everyone does everything together.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. And now, as we wrap it up, Markeli, and we thank you for joining us, we're going to open the floor to you. Is there anything that you would like to say to your fans, your followers, maybe college coaches that are starting to be interested in you? Maybe give us some shout outs to your teammates or your family. The floor is yours right now. I'll put you on the spot.
I want to shout out to my mom for giving me the opportunity to even be on the phone with you right now, making me the best player that I can be. And yeah.
Absolutely. And Markeli, again, 25 recruit, Calvary Christian Academy, playing point guard, leading the team. You're very smooth out there on the court. For the fans, the followers, the college coaches, if you have not checked out Markeli as of yet, you need to go see her. Hopefully we can come see you again, Markeli, and we greatly appreciate you having us today. You coming and joining us today. Thank you so much. You have a great season now.